Okay, so I know that I've recently made a video about this, but I want to address it again. I talked about, well, I recognize that race is a social construct. It's not real. It doesn't actually exist, but people make it a part of their identity and culture, so it does exist for that reason, if nothing else. I like what my good friend Maxwell Smart had to say on a video I made called DNA Test Results, Race is a Social Construct, Only Genotypes and Phenotypes Exist. Here's what he said about it. Quote, I agree wholeheartedly. I think that the concept of race is one of the most misused concepts. It has been used as a weapon for far too long. And he's referring to a comment before where someone's basically saying that race is being used as a weapon. So I wanna talk about that because there's definitely irony here, especially in America, because race has divided our country for a long time. And in theory, it's getting better. At least it's better than us having a civil war like we had a couple hundred years ago and how we were split apart and all that stuff. But we're still healing from those wounds. And the irony here is, now that we're becoming accepting of each other and our beliefs and our religions and our ethnic backgrounds and all this stuff, as we're distancing ourselves from allowing race to divide us as much as it did, here's the irony in that. What I'm seeing is a trend in which the people who often have been attacked most because of using race as a weapon against them are now often the people who are the quickest to identify with race. They have found a sense of pride and identity in race. So thinking back to the days of civil rights movement, and there were KKK people and all the people that they were against, all the people groups, well, now those people groups are identifying proudly with those race or ethnicity or national background, whatever you want to call it. And so what was used as a weapon is now using what they're celebrating and finding identity in. I just think there's irony in there, and I don't know what to do with it. I think there's a paradox in there that race would be used as a weapon. And so then it's like, okay, mainstream society, stop making a big deal about race. But then the people who are the ethnic minorities who were recipients of that racism are now the ones saying, well, you can't pretend that race doesn't exist. It's part of who I am. And then I've talked before about the awkwardness of being a white male. There's no such thing as being a proud white male. You can't be that. You can be a proud minority, but you cannot be a proud white male in America. That's something that it's racist to say out loud. Now, I understand that's a little bit of a political hotspot, but I'm saying if someone went on Twitter and said, I'm a proud white man, that's dangerous stuff these days. You can be proud of your ethnic background in America as long as you're not white and male. But to say that implies that you're a racist. So I think this is a messy thing, and I'm making this video not to make it worse, but to hopefully make it better. Hopefully the comments that I will receive in this video will help me sort out the complexity of this. So this is what I'm going through in my head. Help me sort it out. Let's bring some maturity and direction on this. It's complex. I'm not going to pretend it's not, and there's not a simple solution to this. But what do you think about the concept that race being used as a weapon against people, and then those same people later on go to identify with that race because of the struggles that they've had and the ways that they've been unified through that racism? Comment section. Let's learn.